Hi, brothers and sisters. How are you doing? I'm Michelle, and I'm reading from Jim Stevens' book that he wrote. It took him 9 years. Really an incredible man. It's called 101 Proofs for the Existence of God, and it took him 9 years to write this. Yeah, really just really incredible. Um, so I am going to be reading again proof number 82, and it's called the chicken or the egg. All right. You have probably heard the question before about what came first, the chicken or the egg. Everybody knows that chickens come from eggs, but we also know that you don't get eggs unless you have chickens first. So we have a puzzle that goes around and around trying to figure out the origin of life question. In fact, Wikipedia says the chicken versus the egg question goes way back in history to ancient philosophers, even including the writings of Aristotle 350 years before Christ. Evolutionists would probably follow Wikipedia in saying that the egg came first because mutations would occur in the reproductive process of some other species, and the resulting egg, when hatched, became a modern day chicken. That's not very satisfactory to me, since I see quite a few more chicken or the egg issues that are hiding inside consecutive layers, inside of other layers of the chicken and the egg question. If you have read chapter number 27 on mutation, proof number 27, mutation, then you know that decades of scientific research on mutation has never been shown to produce any viable new species. That's just one challenge. Think about another fact. No chicken hatches from an egg if the egg is not fertilized by a rooster. So there is another important half of the egg to consider, the male input. Scientists now know that the fertilization takes place way inside the hen and that the egg forms from a protein that is not found in any other animal. Suppose the impossible could happen, and there is actually a mutation of the pre chicken species that evolutionists claim led up to the chicken. Did the mutation take place before, during, or after fertilization by a necessary type of male component? Let's designate the pre chicken female parent's sex chromosomes as the standard XX, and the pre chicken male parent's sex chromosomes as XY. Then the egg coming from the female will have one X chromosome. The male parent contributes either an X or a Y. If there is a successful mutation in the X chromosomes of the female, call it X star, X star, what are you going to get in the next generation? After the contribution from the male, it will be either X star X or X star Y, neither of which is yet really a chicken. That's because the male pre chicken contributed a non mutated X or Y. Natural selection will typically weed out mutations like this, so it won't survive to reproduce. However, let's keep going. Suppose it did survive. Continuing to the next generation, you will have pre chickens with X star X and roosters with X star Y chromosomes. What do they contribute for the fertilization process? The chicken, female, will provide either X or X star. You will get sperm from the rooster that are either X star or Y. The odds are only 50-50 that the X star in an egg from the female would be passed to the next generation. The male contributes a X star or Y. The Y is not mutated, and neither is one side a female contribution, X. So the next generation will have either XX star, XY, X star, X star, or X star Y. Only 1 out of 4 has a mutation from the original mutated hen. Can you recognize from this that there also has to be a corresponding rooster mutation from the male side? Otherwise, a mutation won't take hold in the lineage. However, even if the rooster mutation occurred somewhere on the earth, it is useless if there is not a successful mating of the two individuals, the mutated pre-hen and the mutated pre-rooster. How are they going to get together? Even if you somehow got a mutation that lead to X star, which could be a hen. Oh, sorry. Yes, I already read that part. Let me skip that part. Right. The odds of any one such mutation occurring are already impossible. Again, see proof number 81, called definition of impossible. But it is even more impossible that both mutations occur within the same generation, and those two individuals mate with each other. As I think about it, Jim says, almost every aspect of an animal's body poses more chicken or the egg, which came first, problems. Here are some examples. Which came first, the heart or the arteries and veins to circulate the blood it is pumping? Jay, can you go turn on the light for me, please? For out here, thank you. Which came first, the heart or the lungs to oxygenate the blood that the heart pumps? Which came first? The muscles throughout the body or the nerves connecting them to the brain to make the muscles work at all? Thank you. Which came first? The eyeball or the optic nerve connecting the signals to the brain for interpretation? Which came first on birds, the wings or the feathers? Which came first, the stomach or the mouth it is attached to? What came first, the left leg or the right leg? Which eye came first, the right eye or the left eye? What came first, the arm or the hand on the end? Which came first, the male or the female? What about the sperm and the egg? They both had to emerge simultaneously, it seems to me. One or the other, all alone, doesn't make any sense. The theory of evolution is all about slow, gradual, and incremental changes over many generations. So I think it is a fair question to ask, which came first? If you allow for an intelligent designer, as I do, then there is no problem with what came first. Think about designing a car. What came first, the wheels or the axles? What came first, the axles or the drive shaft? What came first, the drive shaft or the steering wheel? You could ask hundreds of questions like that, and in the mind of the designer, there would be answers to what the thought process was. But all the designing was done in the mind. It was all invisible before any prototype was ever created. Without the invisible design being created first, nothing ever happens in the material world. The material world is the world of effect, not the world of cause. Once something has been brought into existence in the material world, then further modifications can be made on it. This, in fact, pretty accurately describes the fossil record. And see proof to the existence of God number 58, which is called the Cambrian explosion, and see number 64, which is called missing links for more elaboration. Most species that appear in the fossil record will appear suddenly, and they will be fully formed when they do. The theory of evolution cannot adequately explain the fossil record, cannot show scientific examples of any species mutating into another species, even with the help of intelligence or scientists, and cannot explain where the very first life came from, to name just 3 of its major flaws. We are all very familiar with the process of creating something. It first starts in the mind, where it is invisible. The artist does not put blob after blob of paint on the canvas randomly and end up with a recognizable image of anything. The artist starts with an invisible image in his or her mind as the goal or end product. Then energy, information, and forces are added to bring it into existence. That's how the world works. That's how the world was created. So there must be God, Jim concludes. Okay, so there we have it. Yeah, right. That's incredible. That takes another read. Yeah, so it's such an incredible um, way to explain the chicken or the egg. So we thank you, Jim, so much. Okay, I will see you all another time. Everyone take care. Bless you. Bye.